What? That's it? Hey everybody, welcome to Demo Diving with Daz. My name is Dazzle Me Bro, and today we are checking out Venba. Oh wow. So one, man, am I gonna start every video like this? Are all the videos I start just gonna be me freaking out at the beginning? Because, alright. Venba is a short narrative cooking game where you play as an Indian mom who immigrates to Canada with her family in the 1980s. Players will cook various dishes and restore lost recipes, hold branching conversations, and explore in this story about family, love, loss, and more. The demo is very short. The demo is maybe 20 minutes long. It's a very short little demo. However, which was shocking to me that it was shocking to me that the demo was so short, but also the demo surprised me because this game was not what I was expecting. I expected it to just be cooking. I was like, oh, it's gonna be just like a nice casual puzzle cooking game. And it does have that element. It does have an element where it looks like there is going to be, cooking plays a very heavy factor here. So there is gonna be a lot of different cooking puzzles and like just different fun little cooking games. However, it's very narrative driven. It's a very heavy narrative story. It's a story game. It's a storytelling game. The demo opens up. I will try not to say too much about the demo because it's so short. I don't want to get too detailed because I do want you folks to be able to play the demo, and I don't want to spoil the whole thing, but but the demo is very short. It opens up into this story that I wasn't expecting, that I was like, oh, and it's about it's like the synopsis says, this Indian mom and father, and they they're going through and just, you open up with just their story. Like there's no cooking at the beginning. You just kind of open up and they're just having a conversation, and then also you have options. And I was like, aw. So it kind of like, I don't know, I don't really feel like it's definitely not like an options or like, a choices matters games. It's not that, but it is nice that you kind of get like this kind of different, like slightly different variants of dialogue, which kind of makes it a little fresh. Even though it's not choices matter, it is still just like a nice little detail that you can select, how you want to respond to things, even if ultimately you come to the same conclusion. It's still just, it's nice. It's nice to just kind of have that little tidbit. You can tell by just playing the demo, even though the demo is short, you can already tell in that 20 minutes that it's going to be a very, like, just kind of not gut-wrenching, but just like, like a heart, like it's just this story is gonna grab you by the heart and like squeeze out all your emotions. You can tell this is going to be an emotional story because from the very beginning, it's funny, I kind of harped on the husband a little bit, and I kind of harped a little bit on their relationship when I was playing the game. Do you not eat? A man who does not cook for himself is a man who deserves to starve. Get yourself a new one. And I feel like there's going to be things that are going to continue because they have this dynamic of like a struggle, not necessarily between them, but you'll see what I mean and why I might have harped on the husband when you play the demo. But you can tell that it's setting up this kind of like undertone of grief dialogue. There's like this kind of undertone of hardship and stuff that's going through, and I think is going to continue and carry through Venba, through the whole game. It is this wholesome game, as wholesome games, how we know on my channel that wholesome games also mean sadness. That there's definitely going to be like some very potentially heavy tones in this game that also just has also fun cooking. You're like, oh yes, fun cooking game, and then also you're gonna cry. Like that's what I'm expecting is about to happen in this game. Like I said, I wasn't expecting it to be like, I feel like it's going to do a really good job of telling the story that it wants to tell, and I'm like, even with the 20 minutes, I already want to know more about the story that they're wanting to tell. I'm like, please tell me more. I want to see where this goes. I'm very interested in it. All these, just like all these like little details they put in, because they are an Indian family that are that's living in Canada, but they have, so I wonder if they're going to show like more of a mixture of that, like if they're going to show Indian culture and then also Canadian culture and like that blending, for reasons that I won't say, because you'll see at the end of the demo that, they're like, and it feels like there's gonna be that blend, and they're a little worried about how that blend might go, but they're gonna like basically like hunker down and like go with it and just like kind of see what happens. But it seems like Venba is going to be like a very beautifully told story about family, about family, and that just, you know, like the cooking is just a fun part of it. Like they're gonna intermine and intermingle, like maybe there's gonna be in some of the screenshots, it's like, oh, maybe they're like, you know, it's like food. I think in every culture food is like a very, very big thing, that, you know, that ties people together that people don't really realize. So I think they're using food as a way to just like kind of give you like a little bit of like a breather in between narrative, to just kind of be like, fun food stuff, and then I also learn about learn about food as well, you know, if you like that sort of thing. But then if you just like the fun, you know, just cook just to play games, and you can do that as well. There's one other thing I wanted to say, like they set the tone very well, however they use music in a very beautiful way in this game, or at least in the demo, and which is gonna probably continue throughout the game. But they set up music that is just so great for the narrative. They use music in like beautiful ways. Like when you transition to cooking, the music changes. So like these different scenes, like the music shifts, and it just creates this atmosphere that just, like I said, drew me in. It drew me in. I was like, oh, whoa, we're getting serious. I'm so curious about this one. This one actually surprised me, and this one's gonna be on my radar. This one's gonna be on my radar for story games, because I think it's gonna be, I can see this being a short game. Like I don't feel like this game is gonna be super long, with the narrative that they want to tell, but I could be wrong. We'll see how long the game is, but we'll see what happens when it comes out. The release date is gonna be July 31st. So it's gonna be coming out really soon, and I'm curious to see about the story, but I have a feeling it's gonna be both sweet and sad. It's going to be a very, you know, cute and wholesome, you know, video game narrative about family that also might make me cry because it's about grief and loss and struggle and hardship. So, but yeah, that's Venba. So go check it out, folks. Comment down below if you checked out Venba. Did you harp on the husband as much as I did? Because I did. I was like, throw this man in the dumpster. But then I was like, well, you know, I don't know too much about Indian culture. Maybe like Indian men don't cook very much because it is set in the 1980s. It is also like, you know, a couple years ago. And I was like, this is a culture that I don't fully understand. But me and my American modern era of 2023, I'm like, this man. But we'll see. Like I said, well, you know, this is, like I said, I do still really, really enjoy all of it, including him. I love all the characters, so we'll see what happens in the full game. But if you like this video, give it a thumbs up. Give it a like if you enjoyed. Subscribe if you want to see more of my silly little content. And as always, folks, my name is Dazzle Me Bro. Remember to take care of yourselves, and until next time.